friends, greetings. I trust and I pray with all my heart that you all are in the best of your health. Today, I'm very happy to share a new video with you. This video is on love. Love, which should be unconditional, unselfish, and spontaneous. I sincerely wish with all my heart that this video will touch each one of our lives.
Love has a very deep meaning. In my learning of love, I have come to know that true love is unconditional, unselfish, and spontaneous. The combination of these three qualities gives the true meaning to a love for God and others. There were two friends crossing a desert to reach their home. On the way, they had some argument, and getting upset, one friend hit the other. The friend who got hit began writing something on the sand with a small stick in his hand, and then they continued to walk. After a few hours, the same friend who had been hit was about to fall into a dry quicksand, but then suddenly his friend pulled him out and saved his life. Then at that time, the friend began to search for something, and then he took a piece of a big stone and began to engrave something on it with another piece of small stone. His friend got puzzled and asked him, "Hey bro, what is this? I hit you and you wrote on the sand, but when I saved you, you engraved something on the rock. What are you actually up to?" His friend replied, "The bad experience with you I put on the sand because the wind will wipe it off. And in the same way, I want that experience to be washed off from my memory. But the good experience I have engraved on the stone and nothing can erase it. Just the same way, I want the good experience with you to stay on with my memory." Now that is love unconditional. When I think about unselfish love, it's all about loving others without expecting anything in return. I always think about my dad. His love for me was and is always unselfish. I remember my childhood days. My dad used to take me on his bicycle to places, buy things for me, and sacrifice his health, comforts, and wants in order to keep me content and loved. Now, unselfish love is painful as it takes sacrifice of our comfort zones. And now, spontaneous love reminds me of the love of my mom. My mom, she knew the time I used to be back after my work. And as I reached home, I mostly used to find my mom waiting for me in the drawing room. And that is spontaneous love. It just happens. It comes from within and nothing can stop it. It's overflowing love. Well, now let me tell you that God's love for us is always and always unconditional, unselfish, and spontaneous. God loves us not because of how good or bad we are, but He loves us because we are His children. Yes, He does get sad with the bad actions we take, and of course our good actions delights His heart. But His love for us never changes. His love is unconditional towards us, and He never expects anything in return from us. He keeps doing good for us and not demanding anything back. All He wants is a thankful and a grateful heart, and a heart which loves Him and others with the same kind of love. As we all know that God is love, so His love for us always is spontaneous. It just happens. His love keeps flowing for us. In this world, it's very hard to find this kind of love which is unconditional, unselfish, and spontaneous. Let us not wait for others to show this kind of love to us. So to conclude, I just want to say that let us keep absorbing the pure love of God in our lives. And with that same love, let us keep loving others unconditionally, unselfishly, and let it be a lifestyle. Thank you. Hello.
Dear friends, thank you for watching my video. I believe that this video, in some small or big way, has impacted your life. I wish with all my heart that you will keep growing higher and higher in life, and you will always be blessed with all the blessings of God. Thank you, friends.